What up everyone, it's your man Xmanny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Amazon exclusive Marvel Legends Venom vs. Riot and Agony 3-pack review. Before we get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up, like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now, with that said, let's go. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna start off this review by saying that this is the best comic Marvel Legends Venom figure ever. Like, this is something I've always wanted to do with a Venom figure, is put him in this uproar kind of pose. Look at this, man. It's just beautifully executed all around, especially this alternate head with the tongue going back. And, oh, man, this is... Alright, let's just talk about it. Let's take a look at this default head right here. So, straight out of the box, this is the head it's packed in with. Oh, my God. The half-covered face is just brilliantly done here. It's just so tough. When Marvel Selects did their half-covered Eddie Brock face, I always wanted Marvel Legends to do something like that, and they did it here. And oh, man, it's beautiful. I love it way more than the Selects. Here they did it in a way where it's half of the mandible being covered here, so that is awesome, because you can see like the teeth, like you could see how it's growing out. Gives me like Violator vibes, right? And the tongue is so thin right there, like you see it about to be stretched out. I love that the entire sculpt of the symbiote Venom is a layered piece. When you take a look at the side profile right there, you can see the depth of that symbiote lining, and it's really thick. I do love the way it came out. They even painted some of the symbiote on his forehead right there, so it looks like it's creeping over his forehead. I like that touch. Look at those bloodshot eyes too. You could feel the Venom symbiote just taking over. I like the grinning teeth right there. The hair sculpt came out really nice. Man, this is just beautiful. And you can see some of those tendrils looping over here. This is just brilliantly done. Surprisingly, the eyes are painted in a pearlescent white, so it has this kind of shimmer to it. I would have preferred just a plain white look for it, but, you know, I can't complain. It's still really nice. Love the teeth being individually sculpted right there. You can see the gum lining of the mouth. This is just freaking perfection, man. Then they covered the holes that the Omega Red mold has with these little tendrils right here. I'm happy that they kept the multi-coated printed texture pattern here for the Venom logo, the same that they did with the animated series, so you can definitely like feel it, touch it. It has this nice texture. That coating texture continues all the way to the oblique and then ends right here. Where you see the seam, and this is just painted. It's not textured. This one you can tell that it's not aligned properly, so I'm just pointing it out to let Hasbro know that they gotta continue working on their paint alignment. They kept the veiny forearms from the animated series. This veiny forearm look was specifically designed for that Spider-Man animated series Venom, so if you were hoping for a smoothed out forearm to go with the rest of his smoothed look, you're gonna be disappointed. For me, it doesn't matter. We've had a bunch of Venoms that were veiny, so I mean, Venom always has veins. And another thing, we've already gotten a smoothed out Venom on the Hyperion body mold, so there's that. For me, I'm totally cool with this. If anything that bothers me more is these wrinkled folds on his butt, because there's no wrinkles anywhere. It's a symbiote suit. So, oh, my bad. Alright, there's wrinkled folds on his feet. Still, I think that should be solid, but that's just, you know, me. Plus, he's got veiny biceps, so it all flows together. It's completely fine. Here are the hands. Got the web patches on top of the hands. These claws look great. And, you know, the rest of the body, Omega Red body mold, as you know. And the feet, no serial number. One thing that I noticed that bothered me now about the Omega Red body mold that I didn't notice bothered me before, but if you extend it out, man, it protrudes real hard, man. Wow. It looks like he has 4 pecs, doesn't he? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, that just protrudes way too much. Looking at the top view, it's fine when you look at it, the top view on this part. But then when you look at the top portion right here of the butterfly joint, oh man, you see the flat piece visible. And I think that flat surface should not be visible at all, both bottom and top. For accessories, he comes with 2 closed fists. And you get an alternate head with his tongue lashing out. And my god, that tongue is serious. It looks so good. And he looks vicious. Same with the paint on the last one. The eyes are a pearly white. The teeth are painted nicely. Again, you get that nice gum line. Nice red color. Love those wrinkled folds for expressions throughout the head. That is so nice, man. Alright, take back what I said about the wrinkled folds on the butt, okay? Now we're going to do some head swapping for fun. And honestly, I wasn't a fan with some of these head swaps. Probably, I didn't like any at all. So we're going to do the animated series one. And obviously that's going to be off because of the half blue, half red look. Yeah, no. We're going to do the movie Venom. I think the head is too small.
Hello, Mrs. Chen.
I guess it's alright. He looks so happy. It's funny. I'm alright with this one. Pork rind. Yeah, I don't know if that works for me because the plastic is off. It doesn't match. Let me try that other Venom, comic Venom head that came with this pork rind. Alright, that's not that bad. I think I tried this out. I think I liked this one when I tried it out before. What do you guys think? The tone is a little off. Let me try that Venom Punisher Marvel Unlimited Plus exclusive. It's a little gappy right there, but I can mess with it. And we'll try the Null 2-pack one. It's too big. Yeah, it's too big for my liking. Oh, I think we found the winner here. Oh yeah, this is the winner. It's the Null 2-pack alternate head without the tongue. Oh my god. Now I feel like they should have packed this head in this set. And putting this 3-pack Venom head on the Null 2-pack Venom head, I feel like this head was probably meant for this body. And the Null 2-pack Venom head was meant for this body? I don't know, but I feel like these look better just swapped. And putting the first Venom Wave Eddie Brock head on this body, it just fits so much better on this one than the Hyperion body. And I felt like they kept the new Eddie Brock head about the same size as this one, so I like the size consistency there. Sure, this looks a little bit wider, but you know, I feel like, hey, it's coming from the same dude. And, oh man, I kind of wish they added a mullet-style Eddie Brock head with this figure. That would have been pretty dope. So while I wasn't happy with most of the head swaps, I'm sure there's enough to please most Venom fans that want to switch up the expressions, whether it's through action scenes or whatever they're trying to showcase through their display and play in photography. I love this look. A nice, solid, glossy look. No blue shading or anything like that. Just keep it solid black. That's how I love my Venom. And let's just get into the articulation because it's the Omega Red body mold and it's just perfect for Venom. His head moves that far up and it moves that far down. Left, right movement. His arms, they move straight horizontally. And they move down. You can swing them around. You got the butterfly joint that moves that far forward and that far back. Such great movement there. Bicep swivel. Double jointed pin elbows. I got used to saying that for a bit. Wrist swivel, wrist hinge. And you got the ab crunch that moves that far forward, that far back. Waist swivel. The legs can spread that far apart. Legs can kick up about that high and kick that far back. Legs can also rock around. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees and oh no heel to the wrinkled folded butt. And his ankles move up that far, down that low, and you can rock them all around. Some uproar in the community made noise that Hasbro didn't make this Riot comic accurate when first revealed, but I'm here to put that to rest for those saying,
"That's not Riot."
Because some folks like to make statements before collecting the facts, and I always bring the facts. This is indeed Riot. It is comic accurate. In fact, if we go back to 2019's Absolute Scream series, the Life Foundation was shown with Riot and Agony sporting that specific look in this pack. Riot is massively monstrous and in all blue with gray shaded highlights. Riot's color was always all over the place in the comics. He was gray, to brown, to blue, and now in Extreme Carnage he has red on top of blue. Never had one color that Marvel stuck with. Seems like they are keeping blue as his main color for now, so they could have went with any color he had in the past if they wanted to. This isn't a Hasbro fault thing. This you can tell was in Marvel control, as Jesse Falcon called a shot on this look. I believe he even admitted that during a San Diego Comic-Con panel. If you wanted his gray version on the Caliban body, then there's nothing wrong with that as your preference and wanting what you like. Hell, I'm with you on that, as that is what I would have preferred to match the team's debut look. We all get bothered by getting figures of characters in the same team being mixed with modern and classic looks. I get it, and before you think I'm contradicting myself that I wanted this blue version more, I'm not. I just don't want you to get it twisted that this isn't comic accurate. It is comic accurate to that 2019 depiction. I'm just explaining, that's all. That's why I provided the facts, just to point out that he did look like this, because there are folks that don't read the comics or just went off of one or few pictures they saw in the past. Anyways, let's take a closer look at this Riot figure. So I like this head sculpt for Riot. I like that the center part of his face is in a darker shaded gray than the rest of the gray highlights on his body. I love the eyes, and at the end tip right here, you see how nice and jagged that looks. That looks really, really cool. You get some gray shading across the mouth right there. I like the tongue too. And you get more of that gray highlights across the mouth. I like the way the teeth came out. Nice and white. Overall, it's a really, really nice head sculpt. And you get some pointed touches right there. So you can see some of that symbiote spiky kind of look on the back of his head. Here are the tendrils on the back of the body. You get some more gray, light gray shaded parts there. In between like the veins and some of the muscle definitions. Not much. Is it gray? It's coming off as a like brownish reddish color to me. Yeah, I don't know, I'm colorblind here. But yeah, you know, Monster Venom body mold. I do wish he was on the Caliban body in the gray, because had they put him on the Caliban body, it would have made him look different on my Venomverse shelf. Now instead, he's gonna look like 3 other big Venom figures I have in my display. Anyway, more shading around, and I do like that they put these little darker bits throughout the body. And the blue, I really like the blue. The blue pops. I think it looks very nice. And I can't say we have an all blue symbiote on the shelf. So, well, neither gray. So, again, I would have been fine if he was on the Caliban body, whether it was a gray deco or a blue deco. But I still really like the way this figure came out. And I like the tendril pieces right there on the deltoid muscles. You get another one on his tricep. Same hands. They didn't give him different hands. And very veiny throughout. Again, you got more of those darker shaded highlights. Nothing on the back though. Just on the upper torso. There should have been some applications on the back of the legs. But that is about it. You got the Riot feet. Now for accessories, he comes with his bludgeon axe, and it came out really nice. I like the symbiote tendril like sculpt right there. Looks very pointy, but it's not. It's sturdy though, so I do like the feel of it. And it's pretty easy. You just pop his left hand off. So this accessory will mostly stay upright, because if you twist it downwards, if you wanted it like that, it's just going to pop out of socket. So you can see, you could do it downwards, I believe, on this side of the hand. Yeah, you could do that. You know, it's going to look like it's on a downward angle, so you can't get it down all the way. Yeah, you can. I did get an extra set, so I wanted to display 2 bludgeon axe at the same time. Plus, I wanted an extra Venom, one to put in my Spider-Man display and the other in my Venomverse display. So yeah, this looks so freaking cool, man. I might keep them like this. For articulation, Riot's head moves that far up, It moves that far down. You can move it left, right, and he does have some pivot. His arms can move straight horizontally outward like that. So you're not going to get any more than it's a straight T-pose. So nothing higher than that. Of course, you can move the arms down and swing them around. You got the bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, and you got the wrist swivel, wrist hinge. Just note that the bludgeon axe cannot make a full rotation. It will pop out of socket. His ab crunch moves that far forward. He doesn't even move back. None of the Monster Venom bodies do. You got a waist swivel. His legs spread that far apart, and his legs can kick up about that high. Not much, but for a big guy, I think that's pretty high. And his legs can kick that far back. Legs can rock around. He's got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and heel to the freaking butt, man. That is awesome. You got the ankle swivel, and his ankles move up that far, moves down very low, and you can rock them all around. Lastly, taking a look at Agony, one thing that jumps out at me right away is the contrast in hair color. You get a nice wine, plum, and fuchsia all blend in together. It's really, really nice. As you can see, it's such a nice contrast, and you get some shading on top of the hair too. And the hair they had to get right. For me, for Agony, I feel like the hair had to be executed perfectly, and I think they did a great job. It's a stellar job. I like the end point right there. It looks kind of like a arrow tip, so that looks really nice. The face sculpt, you got some dark shading on the frontal part of the face, so as you can see, it follows the shape of the mouth and her jagged eyes. So strange, with Venom and Riot, they decided to go with a pearly white, but this one a flat white. I'm okay with the Shriek body mold with this character. It's a great build for her. Thank God she does not have the two gaping holes on the back. So it's straight up the Shriek upper torso. And man, I really like that pattern right there on her chest. That is really, really cool. The dark shading there. You get that like crawling upwards and downwards pattern of the two-tone colors here. So it's really nice. And you got her clawed hands. These are new hands, by the way. These are not reused by Tigra. So I appreciate that. And you got her hips right there. Let's take a look at the cake. And what the hell? Why does it look like she got her booty hole exposed right there, bro? You see that? Yo, she got the poop shoot out. Oh no, not the poop shoot. That is so weird. Why is it like that? Oh, that is... Alright, enough of that. I'm scared now. Can't get too close to that. Again, squiggly pattern for the boots right here. It's painted. The only thing that's throwing it off is because this is painted. The feet are in a plastic mold, so the tone is completely off. And these are also new feet, so it's not the same as Tigra. And that's about it. One thing I want to let you know is that with this figure specifically, heat the head up with hot water. Many complaints where you twist the head and the ball peg here would stress and snap. Just be careful with that. Now for accessories, she only comes with a pair of closed fists, and that's it. So one thing I love about this character is that one of her power traits, she's able to spit acid. And it would have been nice if they included at least an alternate head with a spitting acid effect. So definitely a missed opportunity there. Now to cover articulation with Agony, her head moves about that far up. So her head moves about that far down. And that does not look good when the neck doesn't align with the head. And her head turns left and right. She does have some very good pivoting too. And it has that rocking motion. Her arms move about that far up, higher than the T-pose. Moves down all around. You got the bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. And you got the wrist swivel, wrist hinge. Torso only moves about that far forward and that far back. Torso swivel. The torso has a nice pivot and it rocks around. Legs can move that far apart. And she kicks up very high. Kicks that far back. Her legs rock around. She's got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and oh, no heel to the poop chute, but very close. Very close. And her ankles move up that far, down very low, and you can rock them all around. To kick off comparisons, here are our 4 Hasbro Marvel Legends comic Eddie Brock Venom figures. I love having different versions of Venom as he's my favorite Spider-Man character. I'd love to see Hasbro's take on the Madness Venom next. Here is the comic Venom next to the Spider-Man animated series Venom. Here is Venom next to the retro and Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. Which Spidey do you like more next to him? Here is Venom next to my second favorite symbiote, Carnage. And lastly, here is the Life Foundation finally complete. Though I have my gripes with Riot, I think the biggest disappointment comes in Lasher, as he is not comic accurate in his size, hands, and feet. We need a completely new mold for him. Other than that, I'm content with this team completion. And now to wrap things up, my final rating is an 8.25 out of 10. I think for the $75 price point, this is just fine for me. $25 for the 2 regular figures, which is the new price norm nowadays for Legends, and a deluxe figure that's $25 as well, so it's discounted to a singular release price since deluxe figures are about $40 now, formerly $30. Perceive the value how you want. Be that as it may, the real value for me came down to getting the best Legends comic Venom figure and completing the Life Foundation, which was the most fulfilling for me. The Shriek body mold serves best for Agony here, some mismatched color tones in the plastic to match the paint. The paint itself is good for the most part. While I like the darker parts, I felt it needed to be pitch black in the front part of the face and chest area. Still a nice head and hair sculpt. That saved the figure for me. Hopefully a re-release of Scream on this updated body will happen soon. I'll give her a 7.5 out of 10. Riot will surely be divisive amongst some collectors. You will have those that like it, hate it, or in the middle. I'm in the middle. Like I said, they could have went either way with blue or gray. The issue will probably lie with this being the more modern hulking version, not fitting in with the classic look of the team's first appearance. I like the darker shaded bits, but should have been texturized like that look in the comics. Just notice now that he's got the texture only on his face. A reason why the head sculpt is so great to look at. His weapon is cool, which is the first accessory for this body mold, but they didn't paint any of it to look consistent with the rest of the body. At the end of the day, he's still the tank of the group, and the figure is built like a tank to still sell that he's the muscle of the team. Riot will get another 7.5 out of 10 score. Everyone has been demanding a comic Venom on the Omega Red body, and it's been rewarded here. The head sculpt with the tongue going over the shoulder works great for certain poses, but may not work for some in vanilla poses. The half Eddie Brock head may just very well be the head sculpt of the year for Legends. The butterfly joints have the best range out of any Hasbro's Legends figure. It just needs some retooling on that sculpt to hide those flat surfaces protruding from the top and bottom so it can be more in line with the body muscles. I love a perfect balance of sculpt and articulation blended in together. I don't think this will be the only set we see a classic design of a comic Venom in this body. I think they'll make a pinless version of this mold, maybe with some slight retooling for improvements. This new comic Venom is now goated, being my definitive Marvel Legends comic style Venom figure and my favorite above all Venoms. I'll give Venom a 9.75 out of 10. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of this Venom versus Multipack? Who's your favorite? What are your pros and cons? How would you rate this set? Share your thoughts, comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xmanny87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace.